Survive 5 with 4. I have till 5. I have till 5.
Hall of Famer Tito Santana. Hopefully should give.
Hello, hey guys.
Hello there, my very good friends, ATB and Tan, till 5.
Wedding my jeans, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the notorious ATB, and it's still 510. Back, not in the studio again.
That's right, but we are back to talk about some more JCW.
JCW. Whoa. Sorry, let me get up here to the banners since you. There we go.
Oops.
Lunacy 62, Matt Crossed. So, this whole episode, there's a theme here where Jay is trying to find the right guy for his to represent him to stay in charge of JCW.
Yeah, he goes to see Too Tough Tony, and Too Tough Tony's still laying on the ground a week later from a beatdown.
Yep. Too Tough Tony's not able. Willie Mack's got his elbow in an ice bucket. He's too banged up. But Matt Cross accepts the offer.
Yeah, Matt Cross says, you know what? All right, I'll do it.
Now, on the flip side of that, who was Vince Russo getting as his representative?
Right, so right out of the gate, Kerry Morton marches, the climax. Kerry Morton walks straight away into Russo's office and says, hey, I'm Kerry Morton, but you already fucking knew that.
Yep, with some sweet sunglasses. Love the sunglasses.
Yeah, with the spiky sunglasses, that was the shit. Kerry Morton, I literally can't say this enough, is immaculate. Kerry Morton is probably the greatest professional wrestler that ever laced up a pair of boots on any planet. Any flat earth. Any flat planet.
You're really on that Kerry Morton train tonight.
Yeah, I'm a big Kerry Morton guy. And Russo says, you know what, dude? Sure, you can be my guy.
Yep. And if he gets it, he's the new showrunner.
Yeah, that's right.
So we get into the show. First match that we actually have is a fun four-way. Shane Mercer, James Storm, Suicide, and Mecha Wolf.
And Mecha Wolf gets the win here. A very fun match. I feel like they're going to push Mecha Wolf a bit. He's very over.
Yeah, I've noticed Mecha Wolf getting some wins, and I'm enjoying that.
Yeah,
we're starting to build him up.
Good stuff. Big fan.
So next match, we get a women's match with Katrina Creed against Alice Crowley.
Big Al, and you had the Hollywood Haley J on commentary, which I freaking really enjoyed. I thought that was hilarious.
With her dog on commentary. That I really enjoyed, that she kept talking to her dog.
I love that.
Yeah. So Katrina wins thanks to Haley J's interference. We have some backstage skits with Vito thinking he's going to get with Jasmine St. Clair. And he ends up getting with our good friend Barnabas in the Outbreak instead.
Yeah, Barnabas is not a Vito fan, as you learned last week here on Till 5 Wrestling. And they were ready for him. They were going to attack him. They were down there. They were on him.
Yeah, hopefully Vito has a reply for Barnabas here in the coming weeks.
I hope so. I guess we'll just have to stay tuned.
Yep. Another fun match in the meantime during the Vito skits, their backstage segments. Busta and the Brain take on Cocaine and Steven Flow.
Man, another pretty good match. I really love Busta and the Brain. I'm becoming really big fans of these guys. You know, they call Barnabas called Jordan Oliver last week the youngest veteran he's ever met.
And that's pretty fair.
He's a great wrestler. Yeah.
And, we get Ninja Mac and Caleb Conley for the American title.
I was surprised that Conley lost the title here.
Well, it was Jeeves' fault.
I know, man. That bastard. He's a horrible manservant.
He is. He'll have to listen to the Ring Rat more. The Ring Rat knows what's best for him.
But I love Caleb Conley. I love the whole package of the look and the theme and the gimmick and the entourage. Like, I think it's awesome.
I'm enjoying Caleb right now more than I enjoyed him in Impact.
100%. He's getting to show personality. I don't feel like he's pigeonholed into a shitty X division. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. From there, we get the St. Clair Monster Factor or Monster Corporation
Mm-hmm.
against the Brothers of Funstruction for the tag team titles.
I'm also getting to where I really like the Brothers of Funstruction.
I'm not a fan. I'm more of an Outbreak guy.
I'm
Give
kind
me
of
the Outbreak.
But I am an Outbreak guy, and speaking of Outbreak, this match is the first no contest that we've seen here thus far during our rewatch or our watch of JCW.
But we have one in a first blood tag team brawl like the second week, buddy.
I don't remember that one, so this is the first one as far as I'm concerned that I remember.
Okay.
The company's better than Russo's here, dude, so I remember shit that Russo's writing, you know?
Mm-hmm. So the Outbreak comes out, attacks both teams. I feel like the Outbreak deserved their tag team title shot already, Vito.
They 100% do, and Barnabas cuts a really good promo, man. They're on a quest for gold.
Yep.
So,
and the zombies, the people who identify as zombies, will have their gold.
Yeah.
From there, we get to the main event. And we get Kerry Morton out here representing this new era of JCW with Vince Russo and Vito's support.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Cross. Matt Cross beats his ass, proving that he has been one of the top stars in JCW. This place has been great for him. And what does this little son of a bitch do? He gives himself a bump and puts Kerry Morton on top of him and takes the fucking loss. So Violent J's going, what the fuck, Matt? That's
welcome to the new age, baby. Welcome to the new era of JCW. And it's going to be best for you guys if you fucking dumbass juggalos would just chill out and let it ride. All right, Shovel, let it ride. By the end of this next year, you will understand this was best for business.
Man, I don't know that it's best for business. I'm telling you, you're gonna have the people in Shovels Live. You're gonna have Ronnie and JR and all them. They're gonna be ready to come for Violent J or for Vince Russo for getting rid of Violent J. How the heck are you gonna get rid of Violent J from JCW?
In fairness, Vince Russo was reluctant to agree to the match. He didn't want to do it. Violent J is the one that kept saying, I'm gonna put my if I lose this match, I'm gone.
Well, you know where they should have went instead of this loser leaves JCW match?
I could think of one place.
Where do you think they should have went?
I think they should probably go to Green Hemp Company. That's right, Green Hemp Company. They're rolling in the foothills of the Smokies. You can call them at 423-609-7138. They are at 2560 East Andrew Johnson Highway, Suite 3 in Greenville, Tennessee. They are open 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 to 7 on Sundays. Green Hemp Company, and tell them Till 5 sent you. It's been a while.
Yeah. Let you take it over there for once.
I got through it once without the dyslexia destroying me. It just destroyed me right there, too. All
right. So we've done these back-to-back, tag teaming it as we do sometimes, about certain wrestlers who've passed away too soon. And anniversary of his death, we're going to talk about it this year. Taken too soon, Brodie Lee.
Yeah, I was a big Brodie Lee fan. I first knew him from the Wyatt family.
I first knew him from Ring of Honor.
I later on went, when I got into Ring of Honor and other shit, I went on and watched that. And yeah, he was a hell of a worker, man.
He was. Brodie was a great talent. I really liked. I think Gabe had big things planned for him with the Age of the Fall.
I think so too. He was working for everybody, man. He was working for Chikara, Ring of Honor, Jersey All Pro, Evolve, everything. Like he was everywhere for a minute.
So, yep. Sorry. I'm trying to get to AEW Revolution 2021 here on my phone.
For a later segment, so I will go on with this. In 2012, Brodie will join WWE, as we all know, like I just mentioned, would join the Wyatt family in NXT. He'd be paired as a tag team with Eric Rowan. They would win the tag team titles a few times. He would win the Intercontinental Championship once during a Wyatt family break. I don't know if you remember that weird era where they broke up for a second, but then they didn't.
Yeah, they put them on different brands randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't last long.
There's no longer going to be draft and brand extensions and all that.
Yeah.
But fuck that company. We'll get there later.
We don't give a shit about them. So Brodie I felt like he could always done more. He was always a great worker, kind of like a guy like Cesaro or Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Guys,
he was one of these big guys who could also work, but never did get the push that he deserved.
Never really got it there, and they held him for a while. He would finally leave WWE in 2019 and join AEW in 2020, and we got off to a hot start with a feud for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and oh, sorry. I've got a cough drop in my mouth and just had a big swallow of menthol.
He likes to swallow. But yeah, we had a great start to his AEW run. He had that great dog collar match with Cody. Won the TNT Championship. Was the leader of the Dark Order.
I really liked the Moxley Double or Nothing match.
Yeah,
they had. That one was a lot of fun. Brodie came in as kind of a monster and a leader, which was really different for wrestling. It would have been like, well, you really hadn't seen it since the corporation, since the corporate ministry.
Yeah, I guess that's true with Undertaker being the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, and unfortunately, not too long into his AEW run, he got taken away.
Yeah, he was taken too soon.
Too soon.
I really think that we would have seen Brodie end up with the world title.
Yeah.
So let's look at what if we had gotten to have Brodie Lee in 2021.
Let's see.
So, alternate timeline of the Exalted One, Brodie Lee. Of course, the Dark Order would have mattered more. But let's look at Revolution 2021. What we got for the tag team titles. Oh, God. Ray Phoenix and Jungle Boy in the Casino Battle Royal bullshit. Let's just go ahead and say that the Dark Order could have won that.
Yeah.
But we're going to focus on Brodie, and I think that Brodie would have ended up being a great figure to come in and destroy Moxley in the exploding barbed wire match.
Yeah.
Especially, I think they could have called that audible, and Brodie could have come out there and went to wailing on them after the ring didn't explode like it should have. Those guys could have sold it.
They would have saved the day.
Yeah. They would have worked around that better than 69 Me Dawn 69 Me.
Oh, I love that. But I get what you mean.
Yeah. Maybe that would have been the role for Brodie, is he could have took the Dark Order and they could have been able to have reached out to some of the TNA people. So we could have had that crossover instead of Sammy going over for the X Division title.
Well, that didn't even end up happening.
I know.
Yeah.
But I guarantee, like, Brodie would have been down for popping over for a show.
Sure.
And that could have been what inevitably led to Brodie beating Omega for the Impact title.
We could have got Brodie versus Josh Alexander during that TNA partnership.
Yeah. We could have had, I think it would have been a lot of fun, and I think you would have seen CM Punk dial back his ego with somebody like Brodie in the locker room with him.
It's possible.
I think he wouldn't have had much of a choice. I don't think that Brodie would have put up with a lot of it.
I don't think so either. I think Brodie would probably just kick your ass.
I think there would have been some changes along with maybe even Cody stuck around.
Maybe.
Because I think that Cody, the Exalted One getting in Cody's ear,
turning him
heel,
yeah,
could have worked. We could have built a whole new master heel with Brodie Lee being around in AEW. And it's a shame that we didn't get to have more matches, because I think there were a lot more Moxley and Brodie matches left in the tank.
Well, I think you could have had some Brodie and Eddie Kingston matches. I really wanted to see Brodie in the G1.
Shit, Brodie and Danielson. That would have been amazing.
I desperately wanted Brodie to go on a New Japan run.
Yeah, you mentioned that several times. Even back then, you were like, I hope he gets to go to New Japan. I hope he gets to go to New Japan.
Even while he was still alive. I always in that. Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, due to some mysterious lung illness, we lost Brodie 5 years ago. And one of the best shows that AEW put on was the tribute show for the man. They did him right.
That was definitely the classiest move that anyone could have ever made.
Absolutely. And if you happen to follow Brodie Lee Jr. on Instagram, the kid's still putting in the work.
Yeah, he's trying, man. He's going to be a hell of a wrestler one day.
I think that he will be very special when it's all said and done. And apparently that AEW contract is an option when he turns 18. If he wants to go to AEW, the contract's there for him. And that's neat. I hope to see him, in 6 years or so, he can pop in and like screw over Preston Vance in a TNT title match.
Well, man, even, in 20 years, him and Nick Wayne are going to tear the house down at All In.
Yeah. When baby Maxwell Hardy and Brodie Lee Jr. are going to be having great matches in like 20.
And they're going to be a great tag team for a bit.
They'll be the deleters of worlds.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just writes itself, really.
Yeah, it really does. But one thing that I think they won't need is a manager.
No, they definitely won't need a manager, no.
No. But now, a lot of great tag teams did have this manager.
Yeah, a ton of people. I don't know this to be a fact, but as I was doing the notes on Jimmy Hart, I said, this guy has to hold the record, right? For most guys.
I'm shocked. If you notice on the graphic, I put all of our podcasting buddies on here, and I was like, can I squeeze one more?
Yeah.
I could put Joe Monroe, but
It's just, when I was making the notes, especially when he got to WWF, because back in the late 80s WWF, you could do talent trades with managers. So Jimmy Hart and Bobby Heenan were constantly fucking trading people. But it started for Jimmy Hart in Memphis in 1978. He was a friend of Lawler. Lawler brought him into the business. He was a musician. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The Gentrys?
Yes, the Gentrys. Yep, there you go.
Tommy Bird told me that years ago, and it always stuck with me.
There you go, and it came in handy here.
Yep.
But much like Heenan with the Heenan family feuding with Hulk Hogan in Memphis, Jimmy Hart started the first family, and his guys would feud with Lawler.
Well, I mean, Lawler was Memphis Jesus.
And you had guys like Hulk Hogan, Rick Rude, King Kong Bundy, Lanny Poffo, Kamala, Iron Sheik, Randy Savage, and a hell of a lot more.
Every name that Lawler could beat,
he did it.
Was there and was managed by Jimmy Hart.
He also wrestled Andy Kaufman during this time and was involved in that angle.
Well, Jimmy was involved in a lot of the celebrity angles over the years.
Well, he sort of was. I mean,
yeah. When you look at WrestleMania, go back to the Mr. T. You've got Jimmy Hart involved with all that. You've got him involved with the Piper situation. Yeah, so I feel like Jimmy, maybe it was the music that allowed him more access to some of the celebrities.
It's definitely possible. He definitely created, or well, maybe didn't create, but was right there in the hand of creating the rock and wrestling boom of the 1980s.
Yeah, he was kind of like maybe a liaison to the rock and wrestling era.
He signed that declaration.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many other musicians were also professional wrestlers back then?
Probably very few.
Hulk Hogan, he was slapping the bass from Metallica in like 1970.
Instead, anyway, so Hart joined the WWF in '85. We'll talk a little bit about that, but he originally was managing Greg Valentine, and then it would switch to the Dream Team of Greg Valentine and Brother Brodie.
Never was a fan. I don't know of any era that I've enjoyed Brother Brodie.
The Disciple looked cool, and that's all you could say about it.
He looked like a family member of mine at the time, so it was kind of weird.
Well, then he would start managing King Kong Bundy, but quickly traded him so that he could have the missing link and Adrian Adonis.
I feel like he kind of lost on that trade.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan won that trade.
Yeah, that was the brain.
Because he would also start managing the Hart Foundation and the Funks around this time.
He does good with the tag teams. Jimmy is the tag team master.
And while that was happening, he'd also start managing the Honky Tonk Man.
From there, Rhythm and Blues, Honky Tonk Man and Jimmy Hart.
Yep.
The Fabulous Rougeaus. He would eventually, once we get into the 90s, which I recognize him more for the Nasty Boys. Mm-hmm. The Colorful Jackets and Jimmy always worked out great.
Dude, I'll tell you what I didn't know. I did not know he was a founding member of Money Inc. That he was he's the guy that brought in IRS. He was managing IRS.
I'd forgotten that. Yeah, I mean, I remember him with the Mountie.
Oh,
Dark Quebecers. We're still pulling for it here.
Happening soon, I hope.
I pull for it, man. Like, give me the dark. Whoa. Is that our producer?
Our producer has made a cameo. We are shitting the bed. We gotta pick it up.
Apologies, producer. All right, so we get into to the WCW era of Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, he leaves the WWF with Hogan, and he's managing Hogan there. For a bit.
He manages Hogan. I think. Well, a lot of times Hogan wanted Jimmy included with his deals because he trusted Jimmy.
As you would.
Yeah, you wanted somebody you could trust, and Hogan was big enough at the time that he had that sway. You want me, brother? You got to bring Jimmy too. So
that's what happened.
Yeah, and Jimmy ends up managing the Dungeon of Doom there. More Colorful Jackets, alongside Kevin Sullivan, the Yeti, the Giant,
Ming in there for a minute.
Ming and the Barbarian, the Faces of Fear.
Oh yeah, they came from there, I guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Ooh, right there, CZ up top.
I knew he managed Faces of Fear, but I totally forgot they were members of the Dungeon of Doom.
Yeah. The Leprechaun. Yeah. No, not Hornswoggle. An actual guy named the Leprechaun. Yeah, it would be turning on Hogan that leads him to the Dungeon of Doom at Halloween Havoc 95 is the most classic moment of the Dungeon of Doom era, when you've got Hogan getting raped by the Yeti and the Giant in the middle of the ring in the most awkward moment. Sorry, folks. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But Jimmy would continue to manage these groups. He'd even come back around to the First Family in 99 in WCW.
You had Big Bubba briefly, like it was just kind of random guys.
Yeah.
And then he would kind of stop for a while when WCW closed, but he would pop back up. He kept doing the indies always.
Yeah, well, he was part of the XWF with Hogan.
Right.
And Jasmine St. Clair, friend of the channel.
That's right. And most notably, he would manage the Naturals a little bit in TNA.
He would, and he would end up working the convention scene a lot.
Yeah. You can still find him there today. I know.
I actually met him at my first convention, and recently, apparently somebody stole his... Nick, calm down, sir. Someone stole his megaphone at a convention, and Jimmy Hart had to call in some assistance. He finally did get it back. I saw that.
He should have called the management. He
should have called the management. Now, if you've got an issue with some building problems, maybe there's a manager in Oak Ridge, Tennessee that you can contact. Perhaps at Stover's Liquidation, our good friends. You can get all of your liquidation and wholesale home improvement items. They've got truckload quantities available. You can see them in person at 481 Tulsa Road, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, 37830. All the appliances you could need for a home remodel. They're open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. They're closed on Sundays. You can catch them online 24 hours a day. They even do some whatnot specials now. So go see our good friends at Stover's Liquidation. Tell them that Till 5 sent you.
Well, that brings us to probably what's going to be the most fun segment we've ever done.
Don't give up. The last year of John Cena.
Yep.
So
sorry, go ahead.
all right, folks. I don't know how you fumble fuck the last year of John Cena's career this much, but WWE managed to pull it off. You started out good, and you gave us a good storybook ending, but as a whole, this was the most forgettable bullshit on the face of the earth. Sorry.
He just tried to live through the greatest hits, but most of the guys he had those hits with don't work here anymore.
I'll tell you, I actually forgot that he took on Orton during this.
Yeah, I didn't watch 90% of this, honestly, but we'll just run right through it. These are the last matches of John Cena.
So we get the Royal Rumble. I don't hate how they did this. Cena coming up short.
Yep.
Makes sense from a storyline point of view.
I did like it at first. Yeah, at this point, I'm rocking with it.
Yeah. We get to the Elimination Chamber. Cena's in it because he's earned it for being around as long as he has.
Yeah.
Cena cheats to win the Elimination Chamber. We get heel John Cena. It all is going great here.
Yep.
WrestleMania. Cena wins the belt. We've got Travis Scott and his 4-hour walk to the ring.
Okay, see, I thought maybe we were on to something with this, but I just didn't.
Well, that's honestly, I feel like Travis Scott is where this started to go downhill.
I agree with you because I feel like it was meant to be The Rock.
Yeah, anybody though would have made more sense.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened here, but this is where it started to die.
Yeah. And then we get Cena and Orton. You could have done this match at any point and it would have mattered just as much.
Yep.
So it's fine where it is. I think a heel Cena and a face Orton was a different dynamic, so that's cool, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
And then we get Cena and R-Truth. And that doesn't really make sense to me.
Well, I mean, Ron Killings is the #1 John Cena fan. That was his hero when he was growing up.
Yeah, but yeah, it was the wrong time to pull the R-Truth card.
Agreed. That's when should have turned him face at the end of this thing.
Yeah. Breaking R-Truth would have been the perfect way to have brought Cena back around.
Oh, well.
But instead, we get Cena and CM Punk at Night of Champions. I don't know that this needed to happen. I guess it was the only way to please the Saudis because that's where it had to happen.
Yeah, the Saudis need to be pleased, as you know.
Yeah, we had Cena and Logan Paul against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Who the fuck wanted that?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted that on the face of the earth. We get Cena and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. We're going to drop the belt back to Cody Rhodes. Why?
There's
no point. Next pay-per-view or next match we have of Cena is Cena and Cody Rhodes against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre.
Once again, nobody gives a fuck.
No, why is Logan Paul in this match?
Yeah.
Because we've got to have John Cena. Why the fuck did Logan Paul get 3 Cena matches in the final year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't give a fuck about us, and they've told us that.
Yeah, they really don't. And they put Logan Paul because they know that little shit is what'll get them views.
On TikTok.
Yeah, because that's where it really matters to WWE. They're booking for TikTok. I guess maybe that's why Cena left. Because he knows it's not for him anymore. There's not going to be anybody that cares about being chain gang soldiers on TikTok.
Nope.
They'll be passed on to a fucking Labubu or some bullshit.
Saying yeet, yeet, yeet.
Yeah. 4 letters.
All the way.
Word.
Well, from there, you get Sammy and John Cena on SmackDown.
Which should have happened way sooner.
And on pay-per-view. Should have happened on pay-per-view, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe Cena should have took on Sammy while he was the heel champion instead of Punk in Saudi Arabia. That would have been an interesting twist. That would have been a lot more fun.
We don't do that, though.
No. Instead, Sammy's going to take on Cena on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Before Cena gets the hell beat out of him by Brock Lesnar.
And it didn't do anything for anybody. Like,
no, the only thing this does, having Lesnar beat Cena, is it makes it more impressive when Gunther beats Lesnar.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
All right.
Gunther's going to be retiring people. He's going to retire AJ. He's going to retire Lesnar. And then it'll be Orton. The legend killer gets killed. So
probably get Rey Mysterio.
We get AJ and Cena in a fun one.
That was a very cool moment. I loved that one. That was my favorite one of them all.
Honestly, my favorite one's probably the heel turn. And then probably winning the Intercontinental title. Because I love Cena getting that.
Yeah.
Like, if I ran the zoo, I probably would have had Cena win it in, like, March.
Yeah.
And then drop it at SummerSlam and turn heel at SummerSlam. And that be leading to his final match. And his final match, he turns face. That'd be the end of Cena. Instead, we have this weird Cena, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus against the Judgment Day 6-man tag. We just
felt like a waste of one of the final matches. A lot of these did. Yeah.
We could have easily let Cena drop the belt to Dom on Raw the next week due to shenanigans, and then at War Games had Cena and Dom on opposite teams.
Yeah, that would have worked.
That would have made so much more sense, but instead we have this bullshit.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And then we close it out with Cena tapping out to Gunther, which made sense. I'm great with Gunther.
That's that storybook ending that you were talking about.
Yeah, I get that sometimes you've got to, do a nice little storybook ending.
It's like you always said, sometimes give up.
Yeah. I was okay with Cena accepting his fate. That's the way I took it. Was that Cena was like, I'm not needed anymore. The fans that used to hate me are chanting for me not to give up. I've done all I can do here.
Yeah,
so I liked it.
I'm indifferent to it, honestly. I know a lot of people online are shitting on it, and I really genuinely don't care either way. It didn't offend me, and it didn't thrill me.
At this point, the whining is stupid because who fucking cares?
Yeah, he'll be back. When the Saudis want to give him $10 million for a match, he'll come back.